I've been teaching the disciples all week. It's nice to actually take a break and have a little fun. Cannonball!
This is a square. Can you guess which spot that goes in?
The square.
That's right. It goes in the square hole.
Yes. Okay.
And how about this rectangle? That one
Also the square.
that goes in there too.
Yeah.
Up next, we've got this thin rectangle.
The thin rectangle.
You guess where that goes?
The thin rectangle.
That's right. It goes in the square hole. And up next, a cylinder.
The circle.
I think that goes in
The circle.
the square hole. Now, we've also got this semicircle right here. Do you see a slot that would fit
The semicircle.
semicircle?
The semicircle.
That's right, it's the square hole. Okay. Up next, the triangle. We know what hole that goes
The
into,
triangle.
right?
Triangle.
That's right, the square hole. And up next, we have the arch.
The arch. The arch.
You guessed it.
The arch.
It goes in the square hole.
In 2002, the Queen had been on the throne for 50 years. Would you believe it? This bloke said to me, he said, "Are you a high flyer?" I said, "No, I tend to hand out flyers at waist level." I went to the haberdashery. I was looking for a cheap frill. I went down the local opticians. I said, "Have you got a contact lens solution?" He said, "What about laser surgery?" This bloke said to me, he said, "I'm the brother of River Phoenix." I said, "You must be joking." Well, that doesn't, I mean, it's pronounced Joaquin, isn't it? So, it doesn't really work. Okay. I fell in love with a clumsy cleaner. She swept me off my feet. I said, "How much is it?" He said, $98.99. I said, "Make your mind up." I'm against the arms race. It's bad for your elbows. This bloke said to me, he said, "Do you have any strong political views?" I said, "No, I don't, you capitalist Europhobe." I rang up pest control. I said, "Vermin?" He said, "No, he just left." I threw a stick in the sea and a round floating object brought it back to me. I said, "There's a good boy." Then a bag of cement went past at 100 miles an hour. I thought, that's quicksand. Do you know the word receding is 400 years old? And that's going back a bit. So I went to the opticians. He said, "How many fingers am I holding up?" I said, 17,251. He said, "Wrong, 3. But I tell you what, you can't half count quick." Okay. I did some cross-dressing this morning. I said, "Where are my flipping socks?" I saw these two citrus fruits having a fight. It was Satsuma wrestling. This woman said to me, she said, "I've got designs on you." Then she showed me a diagram of my spleen. I used to be a teddy boy. I had 2 furry ears either side of my head. The other day, someone burnt the bottom of my shoes. It was soul destroying. I thought Tom Cruise was a boating holiday for male cats. Oh, God. I went to a posh party and everyone was drinking and knitting. I got pins and needles. I'm on a seabed diet. If I see a bed, I eat it. That's silly. Frozen apples, they're hardcore. Whenever I wash up, I get covered in soapy bubbles. It's Sud's Law. My local village was destroyed by toilet paper. Everyone was wiped out. So I was in the party shop with my granny. She said, "This kaleidoscope's rubbish." I said, "That's a balloon pump." So I saw this dolphin serial killer. It was Jack the Flipper. My horse, he doesn't go out much. He's a Shire horse. So I went to the hair salon and my dad's sister came in spinning round in circles. I thought, oh my giddy aunt. So I said to this bloke, I said, I'm going to Buckingham Palace to do Prince Philip's hair. He said, have you got a permit? I said, no, I've just got to take a bit off the back. I said, do you like my shirt? It's covered in pictures of cactuses. He said, cacti? I said, never mind the tie. What do you think of the shirt? So I was playing the piano in a bar and an elephant walked in. As I was playing, he started crying his eyes out. I said, do you recognise the tune? He said, no, I recognise the ivory.